Okay, so let's dive into something that affects every single one of us who pays taxes. We're going to unpack a hidden system, a story about how our money gets stolen systematically, right under our noses, through something that's supposed to be fair, government purchasing. I want you to look at this number, 200%. Now, what does that mean? Well, that's how much extra the government could be paying for things with your money, a price that's often double or even triple what those same items actually cost. You know, this isn't just some abstract number on a slide. It's a huge red flag pointing to a much bigger, much more organized problem. It really makes you stop and ask the question, how is our money really being spent? So let's get into it. To really get what's going on, you have to look at the group at the heart of all this. The source material we're digging into calls them the Procurement Mafia. And honestly, it's a pretty fitting name for a system that runs with such, well, criminal efficiency. Let's be really clear about what we're talking about here. This is not just a few bad apples or a couple of isolated cases of corruption. Nope, this is an institutionalized system of theft. It's a whole network of criminals, and they're working hand in glove with complicit government officials to rig the entire purchasing game. And the impact on the real world, it's absolutely staggering. We're talking billions lost every single year. Key government departments, the ones that are supposed to be protecting our money, are basically captured. Contracts aren't going to the company that can do the best job, they're going to the most connected, even if they have a terrible track record. So how exactly do they pull this off? I mean, how does a simple government purchase order get twisted into a tool for looting public funds? Well, the method is surprisingly simple and pretty methodical. You can pretty much break the whole scam down into 4 clear steps. And get this, it all starts way before a tender is even announced. First, the winner is picked out behind closed doors. Then, the prices are jacked up to ridiculous levels. Finally, they create a whole paper trail with fake bids from fake competitors just to make it all look legit. And here is where it really hits home. Look at this. A standard office chair that you or I could buy for 5,000 rupees is billed to us, the taxpayers, for double or even triple that price. Same thing for a basic laptop. This isn't just a little premium for buying in bulk. It's straight up theft. Visually, the difference is just wild. We're not talking about a 5 or 10% markup here. No way. We're consistently seeing prices that are anywhere from 50 to 200% higher than the market rate. Let's just call it what it is, right? It's a corruption surcharge. Okay, so this raises a really obvious question, doesn't it? If the fraud is this blatant, if the prices are so obviously inflated, how in the world do they keep getting away with it year after year? Well, the answer is a toxic mix of flimsy excuses and zero consequences. Right, so when someone actually does ask questions, the officials have their answers all ready to go, and they're designed to sound really official and reasonable, lots of jargon, but they almost always fall apart with just a little bit of digging. This is the classic excuse, the one you'll hear all the time. They claim, oh, the higher price is for a special, superior quality product. But then you look at what actually gets delivered, and it's often total junk. It proves the whole quality argument is just a smokescreen for the inflated bill. The whole system protects itself with this shield of secrecy and, frankly, laziness. They fight transparency requests, contractors who do a bad job, they're never penalized. And all those rules that are supposed to make things fair, they exist, sure, but only on paper. They're just ignored. So look, just understanding how the scam works isn't enough. The only way this stuff changes is if regular people, citizens, get involved. So what can you do? How can you actually be part of the solution? All right, let's start with the big picture stuff, the systemic changes we should all be demanding. I mean, just imagine a public website that listed every single significant government purchase in real time. And imagine a truly independent watchdog with actual teeth, with the power to investigate and punish this corruption. But here's the thing. We don't have to just sit around and wait for those big changes to happen. Every single one of us has a direct role to play as a watchdog for our own tax money. Here it is, a simple but really powerful 3-step plan that literally anyone can follow. First, investigate. File a right to information request to get the data. Second, compare. Just do a quick search online and see what things actually cost. And third, publicize. Share what you find. Public pressure is what forces change. This is all about becoming an active watchdog of your own money. It's about looking for patterns, like who keeps winning these contracts over and over again? What are their political connections? The moment you start asking these kinds of questions, the whole corrupt system starts to feel the heat. And that really brings us to the final, most important question of all. The systems that were designed to stop this kind of thing have either failed or been completely captured. So the only real check on this power, the only true auditor of our public money, is us, the public. Because if we don't watch, who will?